Hey guys, who can use a little eye brightening? Because I do think, as far as all of the looks this week, this will be the one that really caters to brightening and waking up the eyes. And it's a very natural look, very simple, and we're using a shadow duo. And I do think duos can be more versatile than you think. I will be using something I've called over the years the sandwich method to apply these shadows. It's such a no-brainer technique, and I think it really works best when you've got a duo where there is a light shade and then a medium to deep shade. I think if you want to keep it most natural and most brightening, make sure that that second shade that you're using that's a little bit darker is more of like a medium color. But I think the lightness that's both on the lid and under the brow really helps to wake up the face, so if that's something you need, keep on watching. So for starters today, we're going to use a little Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out on my hand. I'll pick it up with this Precision Tapered brush from Sigma and just kind of take that across my lids, paying special attention to get it into the crease as well. Next up, we're going to be using this duo from Maybelline. It's called Dusk, and it has kind of a satiny finish, very light pink shade, and then a taupe in here as well that also has just a little bit of shimmer. Neither of these shades are super frosty, but I do notice just the slightest bit of sheen there. And as far as this duo goes, I have seen this in person in stores. I'm not finding a lot of retailers that are selling it online, so hopefully it's not on the way out, but these are fairly common colors, so hopefully this is not too hard to recreate. But I'm using what I like to call the sandwich method. I did a video on this method a couple years ago, and basically it's making use of duos by sandwiching the dark shade on your eye in between the light shade. So we're using this light shade in two different ways, both on the lid and as a highlight under the brow, and this goes in the crease. Very simple. So I'm going to begin by picking up this light shade. Just use any flat shadow brush you like to use. I kind of alternate between the Sonia Kashuk small shadow brush and the medium shadow brush. But something I like about these kind of light pinky shades is I find them to be very, very brightening. I think this will be the look from the week that really caters to tired eyes, because having this light shade on the lid just really does a lot for you. I'm taking it a little bit around the inner corner too. You may not instantly think of, you know, these Maybelline shadows that have been around for a long time as being super pigmented or great to work with, but I do find this particular duo, I mean, it works just fine. There's no problem with this. And you don't just have to have a duo, you know, to pull off this method. If you see a couple shades like this within a larger palette, you know, go for it. Try this sandwich method. It's very, very easy. So I'm going to take my Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just going to work this taupe shade right into the crease. And as is the case with most crease situations, you know, you can make this as dramatic as you want it to be. You can build up this shadow and actually make it look kind of dark. You can also, you know, change the shape. You could really pull it outward more if you wanted to. But seeing as we're kind of sticking to some everyday eye looks today, I'm just going to stay with the actual shape of my crease as it naturally is here, and repeat on the other side. I like these shadows because they're pigmented enough, but they don't overwhelm you. I think they're a nice kind of beginner texture to work with because you can see where you're putting them. You know, they show up on the eyes, particularly with that primer on there first that allows them to cling and stand out, but they don't just go crazy on the eye area. They're not crazy with fallout. They're not, you know, just super bold. So I think it's just an appropriate quad for a lot of people. And by quad, I mean duo. It's early. Next up, I'm just going to take a bare brush and blend over my edges. I think they were pretty soft to begin with, but I just kind of get in the habit of having that brush around so I can go over the edge of my eye look. And then with that same brush, I will go into the lighter shade, and this is where we sandwich. We sandwich the darker shade in the middle, so this shade makes a really great highlight and also a great lid shade. So make use of it in two ways. Very easy. Now I'm really going to focus on keeping this eye look as wide awake as possible. So I'm not going to do anything additional with the shadow, but if you wanted to, I do think this shade makes a nice kind of smudged under the lower lash line type of effect. But I am going to use my Milani Shadow Eyes in Almond Cream. I'm just going to take that in my lower inner rim. Then I'm going to curl my lashes. Today I'm choosing to skip the eyeliner. Just kind of want to show you what it looks like if you don't do that, because I think it can allow the lashes to stand out even more. And I'm going to use my CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara. And I generally like at least a little bit of lower lash mascara just to balance things out. It doesn't have to be heavy. So this is really my easiest, freshest, most natural take on this method using eyeshadow duos. And I think it's great just as is, but I do want to let you know, a few of those options, ways you can step it up a notch just using your duos. One would be adding a little more depth and building up the shadow in the outer corner, building that up to more of an outer V. That's very easy to do. Also, you can smudge your darker shade down below the eye. Feel free to add liner on top of this look, and here's what it looks like with a set of false lashes on. If when you're using something this neutral, I love popping a bright lip on with it because I know the eye really does not interfere with this lip at all, and it can just be loud and proud, and it's a great kind of easy way to pull your look together. It takes no time at all to pop on a bright lip. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited to share part 3 in this series with you tomorrow, which will be on trios. I'll see you later. Bye guys.